The all-new Tesla Model 3 Performance is out today, available for order, and it is a huge improvement over the previous Model 3 Performance. So let's talk about what's changed. This is going to be a short but quick episode, and short but informative episode, because there's a lot of changes, but underneath it really is still the new refreshed Model 3. Some people call it Highland, but that's not really an official name. So let's talk about it. The Performance Model 3 has a bunch of changes. So let's start with the outside, and then we'll go inside. So on the outside, you still get that carbon fiber lip spoiler on the trunk. You still get 20-inch rims, but now they have a new design that looks like this, and I think they look pretty good. I'm kind of a fan of the previous version with the multiple spokes, but it's all right. Still forged wheels, they look great, but those are the wheels, that's the spoiler. Now let's go to the brakes. You get upgraded friction brakes for when that regen just isn't cutting it, like on the track or in the canyons. And speaking of the wheels and the brakes, you also get adaptive suspension. So now they're not just sport-tuned springs like before, but you actually get adaptive suspension, which is adjustable, and we'll talk about that later. But as far as on the outside of the vehicle, you also finally get cosmetic changes. So the front and rear bumpers are totally unique to the Performance version, and they look a little bit more aggressive with some extra creases and air curtains on the side. So it looks different for sure. Not a huge amount, but you can tell the difference between a Performance and a non-Performance. So you can't just slap on the wheels of a Performance and put on a spoiler and say, I have a Performance model, when you really just have a long range like I did. But I never said I had a Performance anyway. But anyway, wow, I said anyway like 3 times. It looks different. That is what I'm trying to get at. It looks different, just like an AMG C63 would, or a BMW M3 or M4 would look different from a standard, 330i or a C300, right? So you can tell it looks different. It has some great upgrades to the wheels, the brakes, the suspension, and the spoiler. But the motors also get an upgrade, of course. So you have a 500 horsepower output from these all-wheel drive motors, so it's dual motor, and you get a better 0 to 60 time now. So with a lower drag coefficient, you get a little bit lower suspension and more powerful motors. You now can achieve a 2.9 0 to 60. So to get a car under 55K, let's just say, and it goes 0 to 60 in the 2s, that's pretty crazy. And just the things I've talked about, from a financial point of view, if you're trying to get a brand new sedan, performance sedan, to have a lot of fun, there is no better value for money if you're strictly looking at one that's brand new. The used market is a totally different thing. Don't at me. But just that, great upgrades, okay? And for the price difference between the long range and the Performance, I think already worth it. But we haven't even gone inside yet, because in the last generation, on the inside, it wasn't that different. You got no changes to the interior, because previously you would have either the white or the black interior. And the white interior would just have a white piece of plastic on the dash and the doors, and the black would have wood. And well, that was kind of always a sore point for the Performance, because comparable cars, like again, the BMWs, the Mercedes, the Audis, they would replace that with carbon fiber, because that is what a sporty car is. It's always carbon fiber. Now, finally, oh, and by the way, people used to like put fake carbon fiber on there, like they would wrap it with like a carbon fiber skin. So that's how they would get around it. And it looks like Tesla listened, or at least saw that as a pretty big trend, and now the interior has carbon fiber. So instead of the regular trim pieces that you have that are more of like a fabric-y kind of thing, you get carbon fiber. So if you get white or black, you still get the carbon fiber on the dash. And of course, with the refreshed Model 3, you have the ambient lighting and the upgraded interior with the 15.4-inch screen. But you also get a new track mode on that screen. So there's a track mode V3 to let you mess with the software even more, so you can adjust the handling, where the power goes, and the reason it's V3 is you also can adjust the dampers now. So that adjustable suspension is adjustable through the screen, and when you put it in track mode, or if you want to customize it even further, you can. If you want to make it stiffer or a little bit smoother, depending on however you want to adjust it, you can do that now. So I assume there's going to be a comfort, a normal, and a track mode or something of the like in the software. So that's great to see. But I think the most noticeable change will be the sport seats. So these sport seats, we kind of got a preview in with the Model S Plaid, which a few months ago, I believe, maybe it was a few weeks ago, but it was a little bit ago, where the Model S Plaid got these totally different sports seats that hug you a little bit better, and they truly look fitting of the performance car that they're sitting in. And so finally, you get performance seats in a performance car, and you could see this as a trend in other competitors, such as a BMW M3 or M4, which get really cool bucket seats with light up M logos and all that. It's a whole show, but I mean, you're getting the performance car, you're paying more, you want it to be different. And the same with the AMG versions of Mercedes cars, they also get sport seats if you choose. And so now finally you can get sport seats in a Tesla. They're still ventilated, they're still heated, but they look way better. And they even have a little performance logo just where the same spot is on the M cars. So those are the big changes with the Model 3 performance. What do you think? Leave a comment below. It's going to be available in May or June for those who order today on April 23rd. And it's coming in at $53,000 before options. And with the new FSD price cut of a third, going from $12,000 to $8,000, or monthly from $299 to $99, or sorry, it was $199 a month to $99 a month. You know, we're seeing a lot of price cuts on Teslas. The company's kind of struggling stock price wise, a lot of layoffs. So although the company's not faring too well at the time, the product that they've put out is fantastic. And if you look at it just for value for money as a performance sedan, and you only want to buy a brand new one, this is by far the best value for money. Now, if you look at the used market, that's a whole different story, because you can get a last generation Model 3 performance for half the price. But hey, you know, I digress. Would I do that? I don't know. But leave a comment below if that's what you would rather do, or not even get a Tesla at all. Exciting news to see coming out of Tesla, because there has been a lot of negative news, so this is definitely a bright spot, and it's good to see that they're trying to be more competitive in the market, whereas they used to kind of rest on the laurels of being the tech-savvy and electric competitor without actually making enough changes like other competitors do. So it's good to see them really trying to compete in the performance market and be a little bit more premium, as they like to act as. You know, they try to pretend that they're a premium car manufacturer like Mercedes, BMW, Audi, but finally it seems like they're really getting into that space. So let me know if you think these changes are enough, if you would get one, if you think I should get one and get rid of ours. But hey, those are the changes for the Model 3 Performance. It's out now. Go get one if you want. Leave a comment below of what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one. Like, subscribe.